Ember is bobbing her head and humming a tune. She greets you with a carefree, cheerful smile. Wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment before darting off again into the distance. Tell me about yourself. Well, they call me Ember. I used to live in the River City and now I walk with you. That's my story. Why do they call you Ember? I've had many names. When I was little, Mom and Dad called me Dove, or Cricket, or Kitten. Dad called me his ray of sunshine, and when my mom was cross, she called me by a long name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. Then, when I came to live in the River City, the good people called me different funny names like Ember, or Torch, or Smoky. I don't know why. They called me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They called me Lucky Seven because of my fingers. She raised her hands, the middle finger on her right hand, and the two smaller fingers on her left missing. They sometimes called me grilled meat and said I was stupid. But I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right, I really am silly. They didn't mean to hurt me. I like Ember. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside, they're grey and cold like stone, but they are warm inside. You can blow on them, and then they'll start a fire to help you survive a cold night. And that's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. And where are you from? Ah, far away from the flower country. The girl gestures vaguely off into the distance. It's so beautiful there. Everywhere there's flowers blooming, golden towers and waterfalls. And everyone is like me, with pointy ears. There's no round-eared people, no short ones, no horned ones. We live there together, me and Mom, Dad. Mom and Dad argued a lot. Dad used to say that all the good people should go on the crusade and fight the demons, and Mom said he was silly because it was so far away and none of our business, and that he shouldn't abandon his child. She meant me. But he didn't abandon me. He took me along. He said I was born the same year that the hole to the demon world opened. He said it was a sign that I would be one of the heroes who close it. Of course I'm not a hero, but I'm here anyway, helping as much as I can. And where did you get your scars? It happened by accident. My dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said that all the good people were going to the world wound to heal it. He said that the crusaders were the best people in the world and together we were going to win. But when we arrived at the River City, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died, and I cried so loudly that one good night realized it was all a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, even the one in charge, and then walked right into the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but he took out his sword and scared them away. The kind knight, took me to a healer. I later learned that while the knight was pulling me from the flames, he himself was burned so badly that he died not long after. But I'm still alive. A few fingers missing, and my skin is funny. I've lived in the River City ever since. I've never had my own house, but I had many friends, and then the demons came and I met you. And you know what happened after that. Is it really so easy for you to forgive them? I'm not sure I could be so merciful. No one can say how much good or evil they have in them. No one can see into their own soul. Ember smiles and tilts her head. Her inquisitive look wanders over your face, as if she's trying to look into your soul. No one knows until it's time to check. That's very wise. Do you worship any deity? Ah, the girl shakes her head with an unwavering smile. Dad taught me to pray to Yomide. He said she was a kind goddess, and she called people to crusade against evil. The knights who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fire with a prayer to her, and she did nothing to help us. But then, one night, alone, without any gods, changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything and they're scared of everything, so they hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship the gods only because they're afraid of being responsible for themselves, and the gods listen to the praise and they become smug and arrogant. They begin to believe they are better than us, but they are no better. They're silly sinners just like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to the gods, different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they ever hear me, but if they do, I mean, the knight who wanted to burn me, he was able to change his mind and do a good deed. If he can't change, maybe Baphomet can too. Oh dear, that's a deep one. How did you survive on the streets? The elf shrugs. There are many good people in the river city. When I sang for them in the street, they'd often give me coins or bread, or sometimes even clothes. I shared everything with the other homeless, and they showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, where I could find discarded things. When the demons destroyed the river city, I looked for my friends, but I found no one. They probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. Knights are like ghosts, gods, so self-important. They're saving the world after all. What do they care about the homeless? Still smiling, the girl shrugs. Where do your magical powers come from? These tricks? Oh, I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's grandma. I need to drink something. Alrighty. It used to be my father's grandma. Before that, his father's. I've never seen her myself, but she's very clever and kind. When I lived on the street, sometimes she left food for me, or a blanket in the winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep, but if I open my eyes, there's no one here there's no one near. He also sent me Suit. She scratches the crow's beak, and the bird grumbles happily in response. It's a shame that they didn't animate the crow. She tells Suit how to do different tricks, and Suit teaches me. It appears that Ember doesn't know who exactly gives her these powers, but you can guess from her words that her patron is Untitled, a powerful Archon, one of the Imperial Lords, also known as Grandmother Crow. Thank you for your answers. Oh, not at all. I didn't really tell you anything. You're always so cheerful. How do you manage to remain so hopeful when we are surrounded by such horror? Hope? She tilts her head and continues with a smile. No. Hope is a lie. What should we hope for? This world is in the hands of demons. The gods can't help us. Or they don't want to. Or they forgot about us altogether. No. The people know they're about to be eaten by demons, but still they quarrel with each other and fight and steal. There's no hope. Only us. We'll have to win without hope. It will be hard. The entire abyss is against us. We can only win by some miracle, which means we'll have to make one happen. What other choice do we have? We'll work a miracle and win, because we have to. The elf smiles broadly and nods to herself. Well, I have to go. So go. The elf watches you with a radiant smile as you leave. Alrighty.
Let us press on.
Wait, Staunton Vhane. Wait, there's a quest for Staunton Vhane, right? The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel. Ones whose high, crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless window make it clear that all inside is dead. Ah, it's you. Good work back there in the grey garrison. Name's Staunton Vhane. If you've heard rumors about me. His face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. I need to talk to the elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you maybe know where I can find him? The Storyteller, huh? Staunton strokes his beard in thought. A strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible. But later, I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind and feeble too, so if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Black Wing. It's a library. Here, I'll show you where it is on the map. You young people, I hope you even know how to read a map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but he loved the place. He would sit there day and night. What do people say about you? Oh, they say I'm a traitor. As bad as I love all that. I'm a disgraced, even among the ranks of the condemned. That Queen Galfrey should never have spared me. That I belong on the gallows. Why do they hate you so much? You really don't know. Staunton gives you a long, morose look. And sighs. I'm the reason why the Crusade forces are holed up in fortresses on the edge of the world wound. Instead of bringing the fight to the demons, we used to have a foothold in the wound. The mighty, unassailable city of Dresden. We used to have it until it failed. And all because of my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. I got corrupted by a hot demon. And the only weapon we had, a mighty sword. I'm responsible that everything has gone to the shits. Poor dwarvish me. I was tried. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so, but the Queen intervened. She said that I should live and fight in order to undo what I had done. So that's how I live, decade after decade, fighting in the condemned. The dwarf shrugs. Well, as you can see, I've nothing fixed. And I've fixed nothing. And I've earned no one's forgiveness. Are you going to spit in my face too? Well, that wouldn't surprise me. I hope that one day you can earn forgiveness. Spit in taunt. This game gives you the chance to do whatever you want. Thank you. From the depth of my soul, I thank you. But I haven't had hope for a long, long time. Wait, a whole city fell because... We already know that story. A whole city fell because of you. How is that possible? What do you mean, how? The night glares at you from beneath his furrowed brows. If you don't trust the word of a condemned, go ask someone else, like my little brother, Joran. And if you still don't believe it, visit it to me. But if you're about to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace for the 1000th time, don't. You really don't have any friends? I couldn't have survived this long if I were completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me like they might catch what I've got. Even fighters in the condemned console themselves by thinking, I got stripped of my rank, but at least I'm not Staunton. Commander Tirabate seems to be the only person in the whole army who remembers that I'm a soldier and not a Dirach. She has no qualms about taking me into battle. Well, she's had some mud flung at her in the past, or so I hear. That's why she tries to keep an open mind about people. I'm so surprised that she's the only one to hold on to her sense of reason in this force. So many years in the condemned. Surely you have paid your penance by now. Well, that's not up to me to decide. My life's in the Queen's hands. He falls silent for a moment. And then in a trembling voice he adds, condemned isn't the worst part. All these years I've prayed to Torek for forgiveness. Countless times I've gone to his priests, countless times I've kneeled before his altar. If only the father of dwarven kind would answer my prayers just once. Not to restore what I've lost, but just to tell me that I'm still one of his children. But it seems it doesn't give a damn about me. What can I expect from mere mortals? My own god doesn't think I deserve redemption. Yo, what's up, dwarf? I have to go. Go on then. Maybe we'll see each other again. Yeah, maybe. Ah, Nenio. I wanna be empress of all universities. Boy, am I pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Ah, indeed, having followers to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depth of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying height of future discoveries. Nenio stops to catch her breath. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. Do you always express your delight so effusively? What? Who are you? Nenio stares at you for a while, bewilderment in her eyes, but then it is replaced by recognition. Oh, yes, my new follower. So what am I supposed to do? Oh, yes. I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievement and try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is a principle that underpins any training. I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again, unless I forgot. But let's get back to the business at hand. I need to counter a sneeze. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley lying between the Canabris and Dresden inconspicuously. So sorry. As soon as it's reasonable, practicable. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross. I'm going to make a circle around it, and then I'm going to make an exclamation mark next to it, and I'm going to write my name next to it, and then I'm going to make counter next to it. Need to be dealt with in less than 24 hours. How about it? Okay. What is so special about these ruins near Canabris? I'm glad you asked. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I am certainly not going to pass up the opportunity to share it with you because you are my most loyal follower, my biggest bootlicker, my greatest adversary in terms of being stupid, and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge. Nenio rubs her nose. And also because you are the first person to ever ask me about it. Listen. Some time ago, I was wandering around and whilst walking of the world. I'm going to start anew. That one didn't work out. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the world wound, and I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed grey robe, and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance. And do you know what he said to me? He said, "I am the answer, but what is the question?" Then he walked off in the direction of the world of wound. The next day, after I had already forgotten about the first encounter, I always forget about encounters, I had one similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman, judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask. I am the answer. But what is the question? She said, before taking off toward the world wound. And then I realized everything became crystal clear to me, like sunshine, like starlight. Like a morning breeze waking you up at the depth of night. Okay. I know mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents. Nenio rubs the tip of her nose. Just like that. After all these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? No. After examining several maps, I determined that they were all heading in one direction, to a place not far from Kenabris, a place which is marked as nameless ruins even on ancient Sarkorian maps. Ancient. Not on... that's where I need to go. Unraveling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery. It will secure my place in history. Or perhaps even in legend, the gods themselves will cower before the might of my story. I will be the most glorious of them all. Anyway, how do you know where we have to go? Oh, do you know how to find a beehive in a forest? Haha, you need to catch 2 bees, set them free in 2 different locations of the forest, and remember the directions they fly in. And then you take a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes. The place where the lines intersect will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating. Yes, by the way, forest bees do not make any honey. I used the beehive principle here too. For a couple of months I tracked the strange people in the masks and observed the direction in which they were traveling. I collected the coordinates, mapped their estimated routes, and made a discovery. All the routes intersected at the nameless ruins not far from Kenabris. And what do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew what was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. These ruins aren't very far from Kenabris. You could easily get there all by yourself. What do you need me for? Nenio's eyes seem ready to pop out of their sockets in surprise. Don't you see? This is a legendary secret place for legendary cool people. Who knows what may happen to me after I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe. Maybe I will arise as a god. Surely I need a first follower. My mortal body may be unable to contain all that knowledge. Perhaps I will ascend and become equal to the gods. What? I swear, on the grace of God, I did not know that you... That was a joke when what? It was a joke when I said that. Become a god, but... the story writers... What the heck? Okay. Will ascend and become equal to the gods themselves. Yeah, just as I joked about a second earlier. She's considering it. This game. I like her character. I would love to see a character like her in a franchise, movie, series. Not some random generic, I don't know, lesbian power woman that had a very, very traumatic experience and she carries that around with her and she will save the day at some point. Yeah, wonderfully. I mean, that in itself is an interesting story. The problem just is if everyone does it and you watch it 10 times after another, it becomes boring. So there's nothing wrong with that kind of story, except if everybody does it, then it's just... You know, these ruins of yours may turn out to be just that. Ruins. Nenio shrugs. In that case, we'll write this experiment off as a failure and start another one. I don't know which experiment I'll try next. Maybe I'll ask you about the consistency of mushrooms. That's all I wanted to know about your task. Well, now you know. So off we go, off we go. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talent in myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it right away. Whatever. Not too clever, now or never. What? Not the best rhymes, don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent after all. But it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence over all of creation would have been a little too much. Besides, I am catastrophically busy, and have no time to spend on writing poetry. Seriously. I'm definitely going to cha-cha-cha. Nenio produces a crumbled piece. Why is she not letting us go? Piece of paper from her sleeve and takes some notes on it. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. She lifts her chin. By the way, did you know that is the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Kenablis need to find defendant guilty? What the... But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times longer. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome for them at all. Okay. What the heck? Okay, we talk to them. Who is she? Kiado. I believe that help is already on the way. The queen will not leave us to die. Okay. Lan. Lan greets you with a nod. Here for chat. I've been waiting for you to come and see what strange beast you've taken into your body. We talked about all of that. Ja. Anivia. In her muted colors blends almost perfectly into the background. She appears relaxed, but her seemingly unfocused eyes are taking in everything and everyone around her, tracking and filtering potential threats. The only tell is the way she drums her fingers on her hip near her weapon sheath. She shows no sign of her injuries and confidently leans on her previously broken leg. She pretends to have just noticed you, even though she watched you from afar approach. Oh, hey! See how they patched me up? Now I can run, jump, or dance a jig if I feel like it. Are there any suspicious places in the city that I should pay attention to? There were a couple. Spots I wanted to check out, but I didn't have time. There is really a den of cultists there. It would be good if you could swoop in there and bust some heads. You don't even need a search warrant. First one is a silken thread. It's a funny little tailor shop that doesn't take any orders, never buys any fabric, but they always seem oh so busy. They're busy with something in there, alright, but sewing ain't it. Second one is the alchemy shop, Topaz Solutions, and they trade in everything. Not just healing potions. Judging by the ingredients they've been buying on the black market, there's something fishy about the alchemical rituals going down in that place. I'm a knight. Catching traitors, spies and cultists. It's no walk in the park. It's a delicate job. You can't always do it all within the letter of the law. What if we surprise some suspicious blighter with unofficial research? I mean, everyone will know about it before long, starting with their cronies. Then again, sneaking into people's houses at night ain't exactly illegal. Crusaders can't be doing stuff like that, can they? Well, I'm not exactly a knight. And I have to go. Alrighty. We do have Helord. A tall man, athletic in stature, greets you. His hair is prematurely grey and shorn close to his head in a military style. He's lean and well-groomed, and a monocle twinkles coldly in his eye. The bold set of his jaw and his large but agile frame attest that here is a man who's always ready to be on the move. Greetings, I am Helor, venture captain of the Pathfinder Society. I am the superior officer among Pathfinders in this region of Mendev. What is a Pathfinder? I mean, this game is Pathfinder, so but we don't know what it means in law. The Pathfinder Society is a globe-spanning organization based in Absalom. The membership consists primarily of Pathfinders, adventurers who travel throughout Golarion, usually inconspicuously, and explore, delve, and otherwise experience the lesser seen parts of the world. They send journals documenting their travels back to their adventure captains. And this marks the end of our episode.